Hello, everyone. Welcome to our weekly event host in interview sessions. Today, we have Jas Bajaj with us. She runs a big community in London, mostly focused to South Asian and Bollywood music. And we're going to have some interesting questions with her today. Hello, Jas.
Hi there, Harshal.
Hi. Hi. Would you like to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more about your community and,
Sure.
what wakes you up in the morning?
Sure. So I live and work from West London.
Mhm.
I'm self-employed. I run a business called Bombay Funkadelic.
Mhm.
So I've been running this for 10 years or more, and it's an events and parties company. So we organize, host, promote mainly Indian Bollywood themed events in and around London.
Mhm.
So they happen on a monthly basis, usually 2 to 3 events a month.
Mhm.
Besides those events, which tend to be ticketed parties, I also host and organize private and corporate events, again, focusing around that theme of Bollywood.
Focusing around that theme. Okay, great. Okay, so being an Asian myself, and I'm also from India, I have attended one of your events when I was in London back in, I think 2015 or 16, somewhere that time.
Okay.
And I loved it. The theme, the enthusiasm I, happened to see around. It was lovely. So tell me a brief about your community. What kind of people could join your community, and what occupies quite a lot of your time while running this community?
Okay, well, everyone's welcome. Just so happens it's usually South Asians within that group, Indians, Pakistanis, Bangladeshis, anyone really who is interested in Hindi cinema, Hindi music, so people who are generically Bollywood fans. Um, that includes a lot of Europeans. We get some random guests from Africa, from North America,
Mhm.
even Scandinavia. We get a lot of Norwegian, Finnish, Russian
Mhm.
guests come along because they also have an interest in Hindi film and music, and they want to experience a party which they probably may or may not get in the regions they live in.
Mhm.
We're quite lucky in London. There's a big Indian community, so we do have a lot of events going on anyway.
Mhm.
But there is still only a handful of regular monthly Bollywood party nights that people can attend. So a lot of my time is spent creating these events. So I find venues to host the events. I promote them.
Mhm.
I sell tickets for them. I will engage and organize the entertainment that's involved. So this could be anything from using different Indian DJs to live entertainers, could be singers, dancers, magicians, whatever is the theme of that event that night. And majority of my time is spent promoting these events, organizing and promoting in order to get guests to attend.
Get more traction to your events.
Yeah, so it's all about promoting them so people are aware that they exist and that they can buy tickets to the event, that they can attend, and what the events are about.
Okay, that's interesting. So Jazz, tell me your personal growth story, and when did you started this community, and why it came to your mind that you should start a community like this?
Okay, my background is in media. I've worked in television and film for nearly 20 years. I used to work for the BBC and Sky, Channel 4. And while I was at the BBC, I had a lot of friends who were journalists and producers who happened to also be interested in Bollywood. They were South Asian. They were working on the Asian Network Radio. They were working in the Asian programming unit. And they all knew me as Miss Bollywood because I was really into Hindi films and music.
Yeah.
So some colleagues had asked me to organize a Bollywood quiz
Mm-hmm.
for just for friends and for colleagues to come along to. And that was quite successful. And then I did a few more Bollywood quiz nights, and that developed later into Bollywood karaoke events. And karaoke was very popular back then. So we're talking 10 to 12 years ago.
Yeah.
And then after quizzes and karaoke, people wanted to drink, eat, have a party, listen to music. So that's when I did the club party element to the events. So I'd say for the last 10 years, it's been pretty straightforward organising these parties. I'd say 5 years ago, I noticed that private individuals or companies were coming to me to organise events for them. So they wanted to entertain their staff or their clients with a Bollywood themed event. So they came to me because they thought I'm a specialist and I can help organise an event for them. So that's, I'd probably say the last 5 years, I've been dividing my time between ticketed events and private and corporate events.
Private and corporate events. Okay, that's great. So what would you say, like, which event of yours which you hosted you're most proud of, like the peak of your whole career?
God, everyone asks me this, but it's very hard because I enjoy every single event.
Yeah.
There's so many pre-wedding events we've hosted, private birthday parties, boat parties, parties in all sorts of venues. And I find it very difficult because I enjoy them all. But maybe the toughest challenge I had was maybe organising my first boat party, which is quite tricky in London because you're always struggling with the weather. And you don't know what condition people are in and how they behave in an enclosed space like a boat. Once you're on, people are excited, but they don't realize they can't always get off immediately. So it's containing people's behavior within an environment that they can enjoy, but make sure that they're safe. So I think they're always quite challenging. The biggest challenge right now, obviously, is because of COVID-19, a lot of venues have closed, and there's still demand. People do still miss their socializing. So my biggest challenge right now is how to keep social distancing, health and safety in mind while trying to still organize these events.
Right. Okay. No, I got you. So when you organize these kind of events and you get celebrities, is that correct? Do you get celebrities in?
Sometimes. I mean, I don't go out to get paid celebrities to make special appearances. Sometimes they happen to be in town. They might pop in with another guest, and I hear about it and I invite them. But I don't. I'm not running those kind of events where I'm offering up a celebrity as part of the package. So, I mean, that's a very costly affair. I understand why other promoters do it, but I sometimes feel that they can be shortchanged. It's different from being in a concert and having 2 hours with a celebrity. But if you're in a party or in a club event, just seeing a celebrity for 5 minutes, to me, isn't that amazing. It may be to some.
That much value.
I mean, it adds a little bit of value, but then you've got to look at the cost. The cost, bring a celebrity along to host them, give them VIP treatment. Sometimes they want travel accommodation, a whole team with them to be paid for. It can kind of outweigh the benefits of having them there.
Indeed. Yeah, sure. So for example, if somebody new, somebody young would like to start a community like yours, something may not be related with the Bollywood music, but similar, what would be your advice to them? I mean, what kind of things would like to say to yourself when you were young, when you were starting this whole venture?
First is to make sure you're passionate about it, that you personally will enjoy what you're doing. I was a big Bollywood fan, so I knew that I would love creating Bollywood events because I knew that I'd enjoy them myself. Therefore, people like me would enjoy them.
It's what your passion is.
Yeah, it started as a passion. I wasn't making money in it to begin with. I had a full-time job and this was a side hobby. Became a side business very slowly and it grew. It takes time to grow. And so I think for someone who's looking to enter the industry is to have realistic expectations that you are not going to become famous or wealthy overnight. You've got to create a brand first, build it, attract followers, attract attendees. And it's only if you create a good event where people actually enjoy themselves that you realize the best publicity is word of mouth, recommendation. So, I haven't hardly ever spent a lot of money on promoting my events. I think nowadays with social media, you don't really have to.
Mm.
But when I started, I can barely remember. I don't even think I used Facebook much in those days.
Mm.
And now you have so many social media tools where you can promote and, boost your business.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think, be passionate, be realistic, put in the hard work, and don't do it for fame or glory or money. Do it because you actually believe in this product or service you're giving. Then I think the benefits will come with that.
Benefit will come. Okay, sure. And what's your thoughts on building a brand? Because now I see Bombay Funkadelic is a brand. So basically, if I am referring a party hosted by Jass with this brand name, I understand that it's going to be good because you have built that rapport, isn't it? So how important do you think building a brand is for this kind of service?
It's very important. When I first began, because I didn't realize I was building a business at that time, I thought it was a bit of fun. I probably didn't even have a name. It was just Jazz creating parties. It wasn't Bombay Funkadelic. And I think a few months in, I realized actually people have to attach to a brand or a name. I didn't want to use my own name for that. So Bombay Funkadelic was created. And then there was many times that I thought maybe I should change the name. It's actually quite difficult to pronounce. A lot of Indians have difficulty pronouncing the Funkadelic part.
Yeah.
But then by that time it was established, and I realized that once people see your brand and they see your logo, they start associating with it, and it's only to your benefit to keep that going. So I've kept the name, even though it's, in some ways tricky. I just think that you've got to build a picture, a story for people to understand. So the Bombay Funkadelic brand is all about fun, about being inclusive. Everyone is welcome, enjoying a night out, enjoying a party, enjoying themes, and realizing that it's, there's just parties. It's just about having fun.
Having fun,
it's
exactly.
Not a serious business.
Entertainment is
It is a business, but it's not a serious business.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
No, I totally agree. So my next question would be, so you've been hosting events from such a long time. You created a big community around your brand. So what kind of relationship you have with technology, and what kind of tool sets and what kind of things you use in order to host your event, manage it, and promote it?
Well, technology is important. I mean, I have a daily minute by minute relationship with my phone and my laptop, because everything is based on that, obviously.
Yeah.
And social media platforms are very important because that's the way people access us. So I first started with a website, a Facebook page came later, then a Twitter page, then Instagram came, then Snapchat came along. And slowly I've added on to every single platform which I thought was relevant. There's more platforms coming along. With the lockdown, Zoom came along, Google Hangouts, all these other platforms that came along were really important to keep the business going and to build the business.
Okay.
So without social media now, it would be very difficult. It'd be a completely costly affair to keep the business going.
Okay. So have you ever thought of creating a community page on meetup.com, or you sell your tickets on Eventbrite, these kind of tools?
Yes, I do. As a promoter, I can't go onto Meetup pages and keep promoting. They see that as sales, so I can't do that. As an individual, I can go.
Yeah.
But as Bombay Funkadelic, I can't go in and create meetups for my own parties. I think that's against the regulations. Someone can do that on my behalf, or a guest can do that. So in the past, I've had many guests create meetups because they want to bring friends along.
Yeah.
They're new to London. They don't know many people, but they know they want to come to our party. They'll create their own meetup. But I would say probably 5 years ago, I started selling tickets online. So platforms like Fatsoma, Eventbrite, Ticket Tailor, I use them quite often to sell tickets. And they're very good at creating widgets to embed in your own website so you can sell via your website. Facebook is easy. You can easily sell and link tickets to Facebook. So all these platforms have been really handy to
using them,
sell on and promote on. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. And what are your plans? What is your dream for your community growth?
I mean, to continue growing because there is always room for growth. The reason my business suddenly, I would say, accelerated is because um, there was an influx of young professional Indians, NRIs, who came to work in London. So you'd say when that internet boom was happening, IT software companies were sending their employees to London. And suddenly I noticed the whole makeup of my business base, the followers, the community changed. Before it was very British Asian. Mm-hmm. I'm British born, and I could see people who were also British born but loved their Bollywood as the base. Mm-hmm. Slowly I noticed there were a lot of guys and girls coming in from Delhi, Mumbai, Hyderabad, anyway, Goa, all over India, but because they were working in London, and that changed the flavor of Bombay Funkadelic. It became very NRI focused, which was great because the crowd who comes is fully into their music and their movies. It's all about dance, music, singing, enjoying as a community. Mm-hmm. Whereas sometimes you can go to a club night, which is very British Asian focused, and it's more about drinking or posing or showing off. Mm-hmm. Bombay Funkadelic is not really like that. It's very relaxed. It's very friendly. Mm-hmm. So slowly I realized that, the business boomed because there was suddenly a lot more Indians in London who missed their Bollywood and wanted nights out. So then I've targeted them. I've realized, okay, so these Indian meetup groups exist and Indians are hanging around in these areas. And then through digital media now, you can target them and bring them to you.
Yeah.
So I think that's the way my business has changed quite quickly.
And that's what your futuristic expectation is.
Yeah, so I think now with the lockdown happened, everybody went online even more. So what can you do as an events organizer if there are no venues open? You go online. So I took the Bombay Funkadelic brand online. So we did a lot of live stream parties. We started one as a trial back in March, just after the lockdown. Sorry, the first week of April. So in the UK, we locked down March 23rd. By the first weekend of April, we tried our first live stream party on Zoom, on Instagram Live. And it was a success. People who came to our parties logged on, partied at home. We had a DJ playing, and then people plugged in their laptop or phone to Bluetooth speakers, to their TVs, and they had a big party at home. People were like decorating and putting lights up and, dressing up, having drinks at home, enjoying our parties. So live streaming has been the big change. We continue to do live streams, usually one a week, or sometimes it's twice a week. And now with venues reopening, I've noticed that we can combine the elements. So July 18th, we reopened, did our first party again. I had a DJ live streaming into the party on the big screens and then a DJ at the venue. Mm-hmm. So there was a combination. So now it shows me actually, whereas before I would have had to fly a DJ from India in, now they can just live stream direct into big screens into the venue.
Awesome.
So I'm doing that for Indian Independence Day, August 15th, an event then. So we've got DJs from Mumbai and Delhi who are going to be playing direct to our party in London.
Oh, great.
So future-wise, globally, there's so much more scope because people have woken up to the fact that they don't have to physically be there. The whole virtual party element is really taking off.
That's great. And I would suggest everyone watching this show to go to Jazz event on 15 because that's going to be fun.
Yeah, please do. If you're at home or if you're in the car or in the garden and you've got a phone or a laptop, you can log in and watch the party. But if you are in London and want to come down, you can buy a ticket to the party. So either way, you don't miss out.
Great. So I think my last question to you would be, what is the one painful thing you feel when you host or you want to promote your event that you would like to get easier for you? For example, is promoting event is a painful bit, or is selling tickets is a painful bit? What is the one thing which you want to make easier for you? in the whole exercise?
It's not the promoting and selling tickets. I think it's finding the venues.
Finding
there is a big struggle with event organizers like myself, where we find it hard to secure venues, because venues ultimately are businesses and they want to make a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Who doesn't? But to persuade a business to give you their property on a prime time, Friday evening, Saturday evening, when they would get a big crowd anyway, correct? A bar or a restaurant or club should be busiest on a Friday and Saturday. Why should they give their venue to a promoter like me? It's a risk for them.
Yeah.
They need me to guarantee that I have a reputation and I am able to bring in X amount of people and generate X amount income for them.
Yeah.
So it's very tough convincing these venues to do that. But once they've given you a chance, they realize the crowd is very friendly, it's well behaved. They spend good money at the bar, whether it's food or drink. It's actually a safe bet for them. Especially now where people are very reluctant to go back out into venues after the health scare. Now I think venues really do need promoters like me to bring people back into their venues, because people are quite nervous about being in big groups and gatherings. They really want to go back to socializing, but they're a little bit nervous. So convincing these venues to give you the space, and that you will look after the venue, that your guests are not going to trash it all and ruin their reputation and yours. I think that's the toughest. I think just, and also making the British venue industry aware that there is a whole big market out there for them. You know, convincing them that Bollywood is a big thing. People pay good money to attend Bollywood music events. Convincing them that it's worth their while offering the venues.
Nice. Okay. So would you like to give us more details about your next event for our viewers and tell them more about it so that they can attend?
Sure. So on Saturday, the 15th of August, we have the CHAK, the Indian Independence Day party. So we are hosting an event from 8 p.m. till 8 at a venue in West London. A lot of people may know the Osterley Park Hotel, which is quite close to Heathrow. They have a brand new bar they've opened. They've just refurbished and renovated their banqueting suites and restaurants. So we're taking over two of the big spaces, the bar and the restaurant, to host a celebration. So people can attend and, you know, enjoy food, drink, entertainment, our live DJ, our live streaming sets from India. There's indoor, outdoor seating. Technically, our parties are usually 18 years and above age, but this time we're opening the restaurant to a family audience. So if people do have children they want to bring along, they can have their event in the restaurant side. So they're not mixed up with the bar side. So yeah, it's open to all, you know, games, fun, music, singing, dancing, what we're known for.
Great, great, wonderful. Well, it was really good to talk with you, Jas, today and understand how you've grown up the community so big. And thank you very much for coming on the show. I really appreciate it. And I wish you good luck with your next event.
Thank you very much. Do come along.
Yeah, will do. Cheers.
Thank you. Bye.